Not a very good week for me.
Not a very good week. We won't talk about it, huh? We'll just talk about these guys out here, okay?
The real bowling out here going on.
Well, as we were watching in practice, Duke was trying to go basically right up the second arrow. You think he's going to try there?
Yeah, he's pretty well lined up.
I think he moved in there. That's between third and fourth arrow. Don't you think? Somewhere in that neighborhood? Yeah. I think he moved back in. I don't think Norm will stay out. There is an out of bounds. You bowled on this shot all week, Ron.
Right.
You know where it's at. Tell us about the lane surface.
Well, the lane surface on itself, the front part is, like you said, very bumpy and rough. And to the right of 10 is an out of bounds area with oil. And Norm's trying to play probably around between second and third arrow. Keep it fairly tight line.
He's an amazing player that he can hook it, he can throw it straight. His versatility may be his biggest strength right now.
Yeah, I think that's what's made Norm the greatest bowler on the face of the earth right now, is he's able to do that.
There we see lane ratio, and the first chink in the armor is he misses lane 18.
Wow.
Been hitting it like clockwork. Lapse in concentration, or are they changing?
A lot of times after you sit down, wait for the commercial break, you come back out, and that first shot's a little soft.
Yeah.
Could get it going again. Just a little soft with the speed there. I don't think the lanes have changed that much.
Looked like he threw a little slow.
Nice break, going through the heart, getting only 9, no split. So we're even after frame number 1.
If he can get by Norm Duke, he's done something special, I think. Norm is, as Ron has mentioned, probably the best player in the world right now. He and Mike Albee could be kind of a race there. Walter Ray Williams is in there, of course. He's always tough. But if he can get by this guy,
Still a good chance.
Good chance to go all the way, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I like Mark's plan of attack tonight.
Soft 10 there. You know, we talk about Walter Ray, and of course he's a world champion in 2 different sports. He's out competing in the world championships of horseshoe pitching right now, trying for about his 7th victory there, not counting the junior ones.
He's incredible with those horseshoes. He's about a 90% ringer, so just unbelievable. And he's almost that good left-handed also.
Oh, is he really?
He is.
I haven't seen him do it left-handed, just right-handed.
Yeah, I've only seen him.
All right, let's see where Norm is playing here. We'll get a look at him right here. That's about 15, yeah. Third arrow. I think he's going to continue to move in. I think he's right on the edge of the out of bounds, and if he stays there, even if he gets it back, the ball's going to be late. It's going to be behind the head again because of the oil down the lane. Here's another look at it. And watch the third arrow from the right. That's where his target is, and that's where the ball goes. Just outside of it. Maybe the 14 board, somewhere in that neighborhood, Ron?
Yeah, right around 14th board.
Getting it out to about 8 or 9?
Yeah, he may want to get a little bit deep.
Well, let me ask you a question here for both of you. I mean, it appears to me that he's basically just rolling it right up behind the ball. Will he stay with that, or will he try to get a little more side turn? Or?
I think he's going to try and just stay around the pocket and try not to make any mistakes, because it's a tough condition where you got to make good shots and keep it on line.
So we don't expect Mark to bowl another 250, huh?
Let me ask. That's exactly what I was going to say. He just comes over, a guy shoots 250. Don't you think he has to be aggressive? I think he's playing the lanes completely wrong, and I've never seen him play them this long, this poorly. Now, this is, even though he's hit the pocket a couple of times, he's completely in the wrong area of the lane, in my opinion. This is a baby split to 310. Shouldn't be that difficult for Norm. He's a very good spare shooter, obviously. He's got to go deeper on the lane. In my opinion, Ron, again, you played here.
Yeah, I think he needs to be a little bit deeper, though. He's not quite as deep as he should be.
Averaging 226 television appearances, 41st appearance. Not going to average 220. I'm missing 310. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, that might be a good thing that happened for him. Even though it's an open frame, Mark Williams hasn't really gotten anything going yet. That might make Norm Duke make a move. If he'd have picked it up, he might have stayed in that same strike position for another couple of frames and got it in even deeper trouble. Because if Mark Williams starts striking, and I expect him to, that was a great shot right there. If he gets striking again, Duke can't afford to give him a couple more frames.
No, because Mark will get it going again.
Ron, as you were bowling this week, how quickly did the lanes break down and you had to start moving left? It happened pretty quick?
On an average, yeah, it happened real fast.
That ball skid, he almost missed it.
Yeah.
And coming up Wednesday night, we've got a baseball doubleheader. Hey, it's 2 division leaders. Boston versus the great Cleveland Indians.
Come on, Boston.
Number 1, and in game number 2, the Dodgers. They're still challenging and chasing the Rockies. St. Louis trying to be the spoiler. 7:30 Eastern Time.
Good shot.
A little more ball speed, and he gets the ringing 10.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
So we're still looking for our first strike in this second match right here.
I still I feel very strongly that Mark Williams is lined up, and he's going to get it going shortly, and Duke can't afford to mess around with that outside line. He's got to go deeper. He's got to make better shots from a deeper position in the lane. To me, fourth arrow, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I don't know if Norm's equipment's going to allow him to get that deep. I mean, he's throwing a ball that's really shiny and doesn't hook a lot, where Mark Williams has got a ball that's like it's...
So is there a point on this lane condition you get in and the ball won't hit unless you got the right ball?
It won't finish, yeah. It's...
Still there.
Norm, a very versatile player. I asked him about that and his advice about being versatile to the average league bowler. Here's what he said.
Well, I would say the most important thing is to use your imagination. There are so many things that people really can do, but they just they set it aside like it's something that they just can't accomplish. I say use your head and analyze things and use your imagination. Maybe you can find a way to be more versatile.
And right now, he needs to use a little of that imagination to figure out a way to hit this lane 17.
Well, I talked to Norm before while they were practicing before we went on the air, and he said that lane 18 felt to him like it was almost walled up. I mean, he couldn't hardly miss on lane 18, but 17 was going to be a real struggle. He felt that lane 17 was by far the more difficult of the two lanes.
It's like lane 17 in practice, hooking more than 18, and that's kind of what's happening with Norm right now. He's got 17 hooking more, 18 looks like it's tighter for him.
And was that a pattern during the week about left lane, right lane throughout the house?
It seemed like the right lane was always tighter, and the left lane did hook more throughout the week.
Mark Williams still searching for the first strike in game number 2. And boy, both players now with baby splits. This could be a grind them out game, Earl.
Yeah. I think as the players continue to bowl and the lanes go through some kind of a transition out there, it's going to change. They're going to have to go deeper on the lane. They've got to use more of that left side of the heads.
Trouble. Not a real good shot, and he's open in the 5th frame. So basically, hey, Norm Duke takes the lead in the match by 2 pins sitting on the bench. You know, this could be a 180 to 190 type game right here.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's...
Ron, excuse me, in your opinion, do you think because Norm Duke has been so dominant in the last, say, 18 months, that here's Mark Williams, he's over here, he bowls 250, Norm Duke comes over, you think that applies a little more pressure to him?
I think so. Yeah, because, you know, Norm's an intimidator, too, and he's good in that role.
He'll play a little of that psychology routine, won't he? And there we see a replay of Mark Williams' strike on lane 17 in the 6th frame, trailing by 2 pins right now. Earl and I will be back with the completion of this match after this.
He thrives on pressure, I believe.
Well, I find it interesting right now. Williams, the only strike he's got is on 17, and he's struggling on lane 18.
Watch a little increase in speed here. Get the ball farther down the lane.
That was faster. That's a good shot.
That was a great shot. And that's been his nemesis in key situations this year. And when he's gotten in a position where he could put somebody away or really put pressure on him, he's made a great shot. You can see this happening again. The same thing happened when he bowled Hanegard. The solid 10 or the solid 4. Something would stand on a really fine shot. Now spare shooting becomes prime importance.
No trouble with the 10 pin. We're through 7 frames. Still only 2 pins. It's going to be the guys that can perform the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's going to come down to the 10th frame, I believe, on this one.
This is kind of what we expected, though, isn't it, Mike? Ron? Kind of expected these kind of scores and this kind of 9th, 10th frame finish?
Well, I imagine you guys bowled a lot of games like this during the course of this tournament.
Yeah, there was a lot of games. I mean, the guys could shoot 250 one game and then shoot 140 the next game. That's how tough the house conditions were.
Well, Mark Williams, strike on lane 17, saving count. And right now, count's very important in this match. It's a 2-pin match. Norm Duke up in the 8th frame.
Duke was checking the scoreboard to make sure he knew exactly. These guys keep scoring their head more than anything. They know exactly where they stand.
I've always said all bowlers are mathematicians. I mean, they can have a calculator in their head.
That's close.
Great shot there.
Great shot. I think he's going to figure this lane out. He's going to strike on this shot, I think, on 17.
Earl?
That's perfect.
No question about it. Look at the end-over-end roll. The ball never had any side turn on it at all.
No.
He really skids it down the lane, doesn't he? Gets it down there a long ways before it grips the lane. Well, this is his last shot on lane 17. If he can get away something here, He's got a good chance to win this match.
A little more speed, look like. Yeah. Shot.
It looked to me like he never moved. Like you say, just increase the speed.
Increase the speed.
That's a gutty move right there, a gutty adjustment without moving the feet. Just pick up the speed a little bit.
Right, that was a good shot.
Well, no matter what Mark Williams does, he cannot shut Norm Duke out. So, but he has to get some strikes, get back in the lead here, put some pressure on Duke.
That's a good shot.
Oh, and not a break again. Mark Williams just seems snake bit in key situations. Both those last two shots in the 9th and the 7th could have struck. Neither one did.
Here's another look at that shot, and you watch the hit pin go to the wall. It does most of the damage here. It comes off the wall, kicks out the 4 pin into the 5, basically. Cross lane, don't get careless.
Got it.
Has the conversion. Mark Williams has a reputation of being a clutch player. I asked him about that earlier. This is what he had to say.
Well, I've always enjoyed getting in the 10th frame when I need to make a good shot. I haven't done as well this year. I've had chances to win tournaments, and I've got to get up there and just relax, make real good shots, and go for it from there.
Still in this match, a double in the 10th to make Norm Duke pay attention.
That's why he's got the reputation. He needs one more, though.
Well, the guy sitting on the bench isn't too bad in the 10th either. So I'd like to see, Ron, I'd like to see Mark Williams get this.
I would too. See how Norm reacts on this. I think might be his tougher lane.
Well, Williams can strike it out for 194. Duke going at a 196 pace right now. Key shot here. You know, I found that interesting, his comment that he enjoys getting up there and needing that kind of excitement and that kind of pressure, and he responds to it very well. Maybe that's the secret, I don't know.
I always like to have the match over in the 5th frame with me ahead.
Me too. I mean, I got to go along with you, Earl.
Get it over with early.
Yeah.
Count very important right here. Needs all 10.
10 was definitely.
And leaves the soft 10, finishing with 193. So what does Norm need?
Well, obviously he wants a strike, no question. But if he can get any kind of a 9-count spare 9, he's a winner.
All right.
He's up and ready.
Can't afford to get soft. Just stay firm here.
All right. Boy, that 6 just whistled around that 10 there. Wasn't even close to it, it looked like, I'll tell you.
Great shot, though. He really made a good shot.
There's a lot of ringing 10s this week and soft 10s because the ball just didn't finish sometimes. And then when you did hit flush a lot of times like that, the 6 just went right around the 10.
We still have a tie. If he were to spare, get 8, we'd have a tie, which is a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. And there's a very distinct possibility of that. If he jams the next shot for a fast 8 or something, or leaves a 4-7 or something. Another look at that first ball in the 10th by Norm Duke. Watch the pin action here. The ball seems to be almost perfect. And the 6 pin up around the neck there, Ron.
Around it. Yeah, it was a great shot. There's not much defense against that.
It really wasn't close. I mean, he missed that 10 by a good 2 or 3 inches. Yeah. Needs 9, so he just wants another ring and 10, right?
Yeah.
He's thinking strike. He wants a strike.
Got it wide.
Oh my goodness, and he loses.
That's what we were talking about.
Shot of the match.
He hit the out of bounds, right, Ron?
Yeah, he hit the out of bounds and it's skidded to the right. And that's what I was talking earlier. It missed right. He was in trouble with that ball.
And Mark Williams gets the break he's been looking for.
That could be
the player of the year needing 9, gets 7.
Here's another look at it, Ron.
Yeah, this was with Norm. Yeah, he just didn't, he didn't throw it very well, and he got it right, and it just didn't recover.
Looked like he tried to go around it a little bit, too, instead of staying behind it, which might have got it off to the right. Here's Norm's reaction. You can see he knows it's gone, right?
Yeah, he knew it. It was gone.
Our final score, Mark Williams, 193. Norm Duke.